Recently, I have gone through a pretty crazy time. You should never gossip. I think that's dumb.
The dirtier, the better.
Speak your truth. Like, my friend Dennis has joined the chat. Smells really good. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Chlorinated Thoughts. Today, I'm in a very different setting. I want to make dinner with you guys while I talk about girl code and the rules of girl code. Recently, I have gone through a pretty crazy time of girl code. It has not been super fun, to be quite honest with you. I have had a pretty crazy week. Life is hard. I'm gonna be making a one-pot lasagna. I've always liked to cook and chef it up in the building. All the lasagna has to fit into this pan. Some carrots, an onion, a few cloves of garlic, I guess. Chopping these up before you start cooking is you have to wash your hands, which I've already done, and you have to put your hair up. So I'm gonna be putting my hair up. And here's our handy dandy knife. Some questions you should start to ask yourself if you're kind of feeling sour towards a certain person. A big part of like really not following girl code a lot of the time are feeling sour towards a person, you know? These are some questions to ask yourself, you know, when you start to kind of feel a vibe that you might be feeling a certain type of way towards someone. Sometimes that feeling is so valid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt salty towards other girls, but usually the reason I feel salty towards these people is because they're breaking girl code. They're not being a girl's girl. Why do you feel a certain type of way about your situation? And evaluate those feelings, because sometimes those feelings are totally valid. Sometimes you might not be understanding, like, why am I feeling this way? Second one is, what feelings are coming up when I think about this person, or what feelings are coming up when I think about this situation? The third question, is there anything that you're suffering with personally at the moment that you might be reflecting onto this situation? Is there a certain type of way you feel about yourself that you might be reflecting onto this person that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with them, you know? When I'm suffering with something personally, maybe sometimes I take it out on the people around me, and sometimes that's just how it is, but it's important to kind of realize that and maybe communicate it to them. My friend Dennis has joined the chat.
Hello guys.
We made a podcast together and it was really fun. What is a girl code rule for you that you think is like important?
Like, be happy if like she got a good grade or like whatever. Like, I think being happy for them is like such a blessing, because like you can get more happier for them.
Like there's nothing worse than like saying like a good news to your friend and then like why are you like not happy?
Such a like sweet and wholesome moment, because like you get to happy for them.
You will have a moment for yourself that they will be happy for you, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's like gonna be the same way if you're giving them the same energy, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah, thanks Dennis. That is one of my points too, is make sure you celebrate the successes of your friends. There's literally nothing worse. Like, tell your friends like a good news and they're like they don't react as well as you thought they would. Why did they not react like, you know, in a happy way? Like what is wrong, you know? I'm cutting up just all the vegetables really that need to be cut up. I'm not gonna lie to you, I never really peel the carrots because I get so lazy. And our peeler is also low-key pretty bad. Like, it's not a good peeler. So I just cut it like that.
The dirtier, the better.
No.
Multiple kind of situations in my life where I've like shared good news with my friends or something, and like they really weren't giving me the, you know, kind of like celebration I needed. And that can kind of really show you how your friends really feel about you. So I've cut up the carrots and now we are going to move on to our cooking station. Now I'm going to heat up some oil. I'm gonna be using some rosemary, some oregano, and some garlic powder. Gossiping. Gossiping is a big rule, I think. And I think it is a pretty controversial one. Because on one hand, everyone says like gossiping is bad and like people that gossip are like you know, bad people, but low-key, I'm not gonna lie to you, everyone gossips all the time. I feel like it's just a way of nature for humans to be like that. So I think it's stupid to say that like you should never gossip. I think that's dumb. The important thing, who you gossip to and what you're gossiping about. If you know that the person you're gossiping to is trustworthy and you can trust that they're not going to go to like another person and tell them that, oh, this person just like said this about you, then I low-key don't think there's a problem with it. If you're like talking about like how someone looks, I don't know, oh, this person's so ugly, like there's low-key no need for that. But you know, when you're kind of stating like facts that is like, this person did this to me and like, you know, I don't like them for that, speak your truth. Like if that happened to you, that's your story, and no one is holding you back from saying that to your close friends, you know? I don't think there's anything wrong with observing something and talking about it, because literally everyone does it. Gossiping is not really harmful if you're doing it with people that are trustworthy to you. And if you're not really, you know, if you're not harming the other person or spreading misinformation, then, in my opinion, that's not such a big problem. One thing that I will say about gossiping that is breaking girl code is when someone asks you or tells you something in confidence and they ask you specifically not to share it with other people, and you gotta go out of your way to share it with other people, that is when you have just broken girl code. If you really feel the need to share it with someone, like low-key, like share it with your mom, share it with your boyfriend, or share it with your best friend that you know is not gonna tell anyone else. It smells really good, I'm not gonna lie. Just gonna let that simmer for a little until the carrots have softened a little bit. Then we're going to add our spices. So we're gonna add this tomato puree. I have these little chicken broth cubes. So I'm gonna add a block of that. And I'm also going to add some water, putting the pasta in here and letting it like simmer and boil. That should be enough for now. I'm gonna add these little bits. Try and kind of cover it, I guess. Now I'm gonna let this simmer for a little and sit down with you guys while I get into my next girl code rule. So my next thing that all girls should follow: lift your friends and girls up when you're in public. Literally, there's nothing better when I get a compliment from another woman. It is like low-key so much nicer to receive a compliment from a woman than a man, because women know how we think, and like when you are kind of approved by them, it feels so good. It really helps in a woman's confidence, and it just really helps make someone's day when you go out of your way to compliment them and like lift each other up, like lift your friends up, lift other women up that you don't even know. There's literally nothing better than when a woman compliments you, and that's that on that. Final one: never leave a friend alone when they are under the influence of a certain substance. If your friend is intoxicated, or you can tell that they're not really functioning, or really any girl that you see that is alone and not doing okay, make sure you go out of your way to help them. I have kind of witnessed a few people that are like, "Ugh, I can't be bothered to deal with this person," but I'm like, girl, like you would not be happy if you were in their position and no one would be helping you. And there are some very unfortunate things that can happen to a girl if they're just left alone to their own devices when they are under the influence or intoxicated. Always make sure you either know someone and trust someone who can take care of them, or take care of them yourself. Really make sure that you are doing anything in your power to make them feel better and make them safe, because sometimes these people do not know what they're doing. Yeah, I can really assure you that if you really provide any help to someone that is, you know, not doing their best in that moment, they will it will mean the world to them. Those are my girl codes, but my one pot lasagna has not been finished yet. So I will get back to you guys when it's done, and we're gonna do a little taste test. Okay guys, this is the finished product. I'm gonna taste test it and tell you guys how it is. Fire. Make sure you watch this video after this one. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye.